Okay. Oh,
Oh,
recording in progress. All right. Hello, parents of middle schoolers. This is your middle school back to school night video, and these are the adults that will be working with your child this year in our Woodrow Wilson Academy Middle School. So we're going to jump right into introductions here, but we wanted you to see our faces before we shared our screen. So here we are. And Woodrow Wilson Academy is a place where we take our elementary motto of engaging children and getting them motivated to learn, and we start to convert it into empowering our students to become independent and responsible thinkers. So as we head into a new year, that is something that we remind our students of, that this is a transition time to start to become more independent. So with that, we have some people that you need to meet. Our first being Mr. Howerton.
Well, hello. Like she said, I am Mr. Howerton. This is my first year here at Woodrow Wilson. I just moved here from Missouri. The weather's so much better, so many more mountains. There's not just like plains everywhere. It's pretty cool. As you guys can see, I am the social studies teacher. I have 7th grade social studies, 8th grade social studies, which is gonna kind of dive into American history. And then I also have an electives class for each block. So yeah, we get to have a lot of fun. We get to play games and watch movies and just have a good old time. So yeah, without further ado, let's go to Mrs. Miller.
hello, everyone. I am Mrs. Miller. I am the science teacher. Obviously, I teach all of the 7th grade, all of the 8th grade, as well as some electives. So I teach, I think, 3 blocks of stress management and wellness class, a marine mammals class this year, a study hall, and we have a fun crafting class that we will be doing this year as well for an elective. It's good to be back to maybe a little bit more normal-ish of a year, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone.
Hey everyone, I'm Mrs. Jacobson. I teach 7th grade math, which is our Saxon course 2. I teach Saxon course 3, which is our 8th grade math program, and algebra 1. And my elective is geometry. Wow!
Yay, math!
So I teach all the math. Nice to meet everyone.
Shapes.
So I'm Mrs. Burke. I teach the language arts classes for 8th and 7th grade students. And you can see on my slide, we cover a bunch of books. We'll probably try to get to most of those. We might not get to all 5 for each grade level, but goal is to do as much reading and writing and grammatical study as possible. And I also run the dinner and a play field trip, which you will be hearing more information about as we get into the year. And I teach 3 different electives, a study hall, and then the Rhyming Raven class, which is sort of a poetry performance hybrid, and Legends and Lore, which is mythology. And Rhyming Raven has been sort of rebooted this year, and Legends and Lore is brand new. So I'm very excited to be working with those of you who sign up for those electives.
Hi, and I am Diane Taylor, Mrs. Taylor. I am the intervention teacher for actually 5th through 8th grade. So some of your students are probably already know me, but I also work with a group of kids in middle school that might need a little bit of help in reading. So I just kind of help with reading, some math, some organizational strategies. I also am in charge of the Colorado field trips. So anybody that does go on the DC field trips, I will help organize those. You guys, the students, your parents, you guys might see me at some of the field trips. I just don't want to be a stranger and people go, who is that lady? So I'm in the building. This is my 19th year and I'm excited to have a more normal year this year too.
Absolutely. So we have some other basics. A lot of this stuff we're going to get into more detail with your student in the coming days as school gets started. But we wanted to give parents kind of an overview of how some major points fall in line here in the middle school level. So Mr. Howerton.
Yeah. So one thing I really like about Woodrow is we have a lot of technological resources at your disposal. So if your kid ever comes home and they ask you the question, where can I find information on homework or projects? Well, it's very simple. We have the middle school website, which is on the screen here. And you can just go on there and there's combined calendars that we have all of our homework, all of our projects on there. So if they're like, oh, I don't know when that's due. Well, they're lying because it's right there. Okay. Any assignment links, any folders, any upcoming units or current units, that's all going to be on there. And then even after that, if they are like, well, I still can't get there. Well, every single day, we are going to make them write in a planner. If they have homework, it's getting written down. If they got a project, you're writing it down. Okay. So if they ever just don't have the information online or whatever, just go in the student planner. Very simple. We are very technologically based. So yeah. Okay. And then if something were to go wrong, to communicate, the best way to get a hold of us is email. However, with that, we are a school that really wants the kids to be responsible for their own education. So we would prefer them to contact us initially before parent contact. So if they have a question, they should try to feel comfortable to ask us their question. And then if it can't get solved there, then feel free to email us and we'll get you an answer as soon as we can. With meeting with us with COVID, I don't really know how if they're letting you in the building right now. So we might be able to set up a Zoom or something. Just email us, let us know. We'll figure it out. That's my piece.
All right, so we have some changes. If you are a parent of a middle schooler from years past, or even you've just heard of our late policy up in middle school, we've done one for several years that has been the same and hasn't changed much. And so we have made an adjustment to our late policy and our homework policy this year. We're all kind of excited about it. We were thinking about how we could help our students still maintain the understanding that turning things on time is important and that there's a consequence if they are not turned in on time, but how we could also help them be as successful as possible. So where our homework policy used to be 1 day late was 70% off, we have now changed that. So if your child doesn't have their work done on the day it's due, they will have up until the next day at 8 a.m. to turn it in to the teacher who assigned it. And it can be worth up to 80%. So it won't be worth more than that. But in the past, after that, the assignment was just counted for 0, but we've added a second day in instead. So on day 2 by 8 a.m., your students' work would be worth up to 60%, which is still going to give them a high amount of points to work into their grade and not just go immediately plummeting to 0. However, after 8 a.m. on that second day, any work turned in will be scored as 0. So we really want your student to try to meet the deadlines we set for them. And then if that's not possible, work within those 2 days to get a percentage on the work that they are doing. So to help them further be successful in this is our Zap program. So 0s aren't preferred. And what we do with Zap is we hold your child after school for 20 minutes on the day that they missed an assignment, and we have them work with a teacher after school. During the typical just sort of independent working and waiting for a pickup time, we're going to utilize that so your student can get some help from a teacher or just a quiet focused space to work on the assignment. The work can be turned in Zap. So if you have a child who's forgetful and might forget to get that work in the next day and get that 80%, they can actually turn it into the Zap teacher before they leave if it's complete, and the Zap teacher will get it to the right teacher. So that's a great thing to take advantage of. And if not, if they need to finish it at home or they forgot it at home and couldn't complete it in Zap, then they will need to get it in by 8 a.m. either the next day or the day after. You will be notified as a parent by 2:30 on the day of the Zap. So important for you as a parent, if you get that call that your child has been zapped, they will not be released until 3:25. So when you come into Driveline, if you pull in through the pickup zone and they won't let you sit there until 3:25, you'll definitely need to park in the parking lot and just wait until your child is released at 3:25. Obviously, if you have any questions about this or you need some clarification, or if you have a special circumstance, just give us a call. Even Mrs. Scott at the front desk can help with a lot of those questions as well. All right, Mrs. Jacobson.
All right, so behavior management, our whole school-wide program is called Love and Logic, and really it's kind of a get to the root of the issue and have the kids more or less communicate the feelings and the problem that's happening so that we as teachers and the leaders in our school can help them better manage their feelings and the problems that may occur. And that's a whole school-wide thing. So that's our Love and Logic program for behavior management. We also work with middle schoolers on restorative practices, which is working on repairing relationships from the beginning. So, talking about the issue, how can we fix, what am I responsible for? What can I do to fix this? And rebuild relationships without just, sweeping it under the rug and trying to move forward. So we really work on that. It's called restorative practices. And then we do still have detentions. So those are always served during lunchtime. Detentions is served during lunch. During this time, students will email parents with information about the detention. Now that's new this year, so that students actually have some sort of capability of their responsibility and communicating with the parents instead of just always the teachers or the leadership doing that for them. And then students with 5 detentions are going to be placed on the no-go list for any MAC events. So that's the MAC events are soon going to be going this year. We're not sure if all of them will be happening, but that's one thing to be looking forward to for this year, something fun for them. Academic assistance, so tutoring is available. And I do a lot of that with the math program too. So I'll be helping with that a lot. We're typically available for tutoring each week in the mornings, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So no Thursdays, just because we have staff meetings sometimes planned for those Thursday mornings from 7:30 to 8. Please email your teacher to let them know if you want that so that we can meet you at the door and let you in to assist you with any work or any problems that you may need help with. And it's really just a great time to ask questions or get assistance from any of your teachers or problems that you need. But we're not there to help you with the entire assignment. So if you haven't done anything and we're not there to do the entire thing with you, it's just for extra help, extra assistance. And it's always depending on the teacher. So some teachers might have something different going on in the morning. So it's always a good thing to email your teacher. And this is not a time for drop-in parent meetings. So again, if you are a parent and you need some extra help or questions with your student, just email us and we can figure out a different time to work with you.
All right, so the fun stuff in middle school. So we have WACs, which is not an actual whack to your kid. It is Wildcats Affirming Character. And they look like, sorry, I should have one out, like this. So when we see your student doing something amazing, like helping someone else out, picking up stuff that wasn't asked if someone spilled something, doing well on certain things, then we write them a whack and they collect them. It's kind of like currency. And we like to recognize students for doing good things around Woodrow. So at the end of each trimester, we have a whack drawing and a whack-shun after our celebration assemblies. And the whack drawing will be, all the kids will put their whacks into a box and we randomly draw, and it could be prizes like, oh, I don't know what we'll do this year. We always do fun things. And then a whack-shun is where groups of kids get together and they're like, buy like currency for like, I don't know, one year we had a box of donuts and it went for like $1 billion. It was crazy. 1 billion whacks. But they can buy. It's really kind of fun. And the other fun thing that we're so happy that we're back this year is the MAC events. And that's the Middle School Activities Committee puts together. That's what MAC stands for. We love our acronyms. Fun activities for the kids to do after school about every month. We don't have one usually in March, and November, December is kind of combined. Sometimes they're here at Woodrow, like our dances we will have this year for sure. We have a fall dance and a spring dance. And then we have things like bowling at Fat Cats, Boondocks at the end of the year. Those types of things are things we've done in the past. We just kind of have to see how this year plans out. But those are kind of fun events, and we want your students to be participating in that. We just need to make sure that they don't have too many detentions.
Right, so that's our spiel, parents. Hopefully that gave you some more information on the most important details for having a middle school student. And as we mentioned many times in the video, please email us with questions and let us know as we go along here how we can help you help your child, especially when they are working at home at night. And we'll do our part to help them be successful here while we've got them during the day. So we're excited for the year and look forward to meeting your child in, I guess, in a day. We get to see them all tomorrow for back to school night. So can't wait. All
And
right.
take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.